When we had last left Team Watcher, they were in the great city of Nekataka, where they had spoken to some of the royalty of Nekataka, the Queen and Prince Aruihi, Queen Onikaza II, of course. And they were informed that the royalty of Nekataka and the Hoana as a whole did not want anything to do with them at all, despite the grave and concerning matters at hand, for they had released the terrible dragon from beneath the city, and it turned out maybe that wasn't a good idea, but who knows for sure. They also spoke to a cartographer who told them of strange islands cropping up across the Deadfire, and before they did head out, they spoke to one another, where they all confided in one another about some of the scary shit that did face them, and all of their worries related to such. And so now, they were ready to head out of the city. Oh, and also they got attacked by some weird people. It was very strange. They also pieced together the old sword and all that stuff. Some people who were servants of Wodaka attacked them in the streets. It was strange and a little worrying. But alas, they were now ready to head out, back to the ship, before one more trip. This is Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. Welcome back. Let's turn this back on here. Probably a bit of a shorter one. Fortunately, we had some other... I think the last two went super long, longer than I was anticipating, at least. But, yeah, probably a bit of a shorter one because we will be beginning Slayer Seeker Survivor next, and I'd like to begin one. You know, the next one, if it turns out that way. Similar to what we did with... Oh, what do you call it? The other DLC, where we just devote the entire beginning of the video to that. Right? Yeah. It makes sense, huh? Anyway, we also went in here, as I said, to Marihi's metalwork, and their Itsuya, or whoever, I forget their name exactly, something like that, I think it was Itsuya, was completely naked, and Gentle Viewer, Mr. Muffin? Oh, hang on. It was... Let me double check. It was either Mr. Muffin Buns or Muffin Top. It's a wild-ass name. Let's see here. Let me double check. Let's see. Yes! It was Gentle Viewer Mr. Muffin Top Lols who said, hey, she may be bugged for you. I would advise maybe reload a save to where you haven't talked to her yet, and then just talk to her once you finished all 3 DLCs. So I did exactly that. Fortunately enough, we had a autosave that I was able to do, go back. I had to refight the Wodakin dudes, but I did all that. Went around here, sold off some stuff, bought some stuff just as well. Figured, hey, we've already browsed these shops, and if anything happens, I'll do a quick save. But, most importantly, I bought Sasha's Singing Scimitar for Pallegina, right? Because it is actually pretty damn good. Look at that. Already, by default, it is superb. Let's see. We may as well do a quick read on it, right? If we're going to have Pallegina using it. This weapon was once the property of Sasha Saramon, a chanter of great renown. Her noble deeds and many victories are the stuff of legends. Long have the songs of her adventures filled noble halls and humble taverns alike, though no song sung or poem penned has succeeded in truly describing Sasha's grace with a blade. Her scimitar, an antique blade of exquisite artistry, stirs the air when swung, humming with a particularly vibrant frequency. The sound is a complex, dissonant harmony, beautiful and jarring. It is both a tool of battle and an instrument of song. If the nicks along the silver-plated edge are any indication, the great chanter carried this scimitar for many years and crossed blades with many foes. Now, I am considering actually respecking Pallegina to better utilize this weapon, because it seems really quite good for a chanter. Although, not so much maybe respec her to be specialized in using sabers, because I believe, let's see, Adair has it here. Yeah, Adair has Windmill Slash, which costs 50% extra recovery time, but gives him 2 penetration, which, yeah, that's good for him. Sure enough, especially since he's got the higher speed than most characters, thanks to his weird dual-wielding and sword and shield situation. But for Pallegina, especially a healer, we want to be as reactive as possible, so I'm not sure if I want to respec her to even use that, because I don't think I would ever have it on. Right? Because the thing with using Mode Weir and all this is that this reduces deflection rather than recovery speed, which is I'm totally fine with Pallegina losing out on deflection, because she's already pretty tanky, and it lets her remain being reactive, right? But the whole thought process behind this is that, yes, Mode Weir is very nice and very fun. However, the main use of it is when we're fighting an enemy who has some sort of int affliction, where our group is getting crowd controlled in that way. But, in saying that, there are not terribly too many enemies who have that. You definitely feel it when they're around, but there's very few and far between, right? We've only encountered just a few... We've only had a few encounters where we've had to fight something like that, right? And even then, for the most part, we've handled it pretty deftly. Probably would have even done so without Mode Weir, thanks to all of our levels now accumulated and stuff. We're pretty resilient against charm and domination and all that confusion. But I thought, hey, we'll have this as like her backup for that whenever shit hits the fan with that, right? So she can become immune to int afflictions. And maybe passively she'll use this singing scimitar, right? However, you'll see here, the interesting thing about this weapon is that, let's see here, 2% stacking action speed bonus for each held chanter phrase, which sometimes we're just in combat and it's like not super difficult, or we're just at a point where she's just built up phrases and we're deciding not to spend them for whatever reason. Either way, even if she's building up towards something, it's still useful to a degree, right? That said, it is less useful to her personally here because Mode Weir, of course, action speed can go up to 20%. But the real kicker here is in the enchants. Let's see. Companion's Prelude. Right. So that gets rid of that shit. And it turns it into an aura. So it's the same effect, except just applied as an aura. A 5-range aura, which is fucking wild. Which I think is super duper useful. Right? Because if she gets up to 6, she can hold like 6 phrases, right? Then that's a 12% action speed for everyone within 5 units, right? That's ridiculous. That's really good. Alright, so I'm thinking we go for that. Although it does take Adraban. F it. Alright. And then also there's this here. Encore is pretty decent. Empowering an invocation fills Chanter's phrase count to max. Very nice. But then also here you've got empowering an invocation returns 3 chanter phrases and a 100% chance to return an empower point. So that means so long as she has 1 empower point, every encounter during a dungeon or whatever, she could just keep refreshing that empower. So every time she could empower, right? 1 invocation at least. Which we could theoretically use as like a debuff at the very beginning of the encounter or whatever, right? To debuff their armor with shield crack. And of course, empowering it means that it has like a higher chance to apply and is a little bit more potent as far as like AoE ranges and duration, though duration isn't so important, right? I don't think it'll affect the armor debuff though, right? I'm pretty sure that is not true. But nonetheless, still pretty useful. However, as I was saying, I was thinking of respeccing her. That's because I think Chanters, their max number of potential phrases held scales directly with their highest possible phrase requiring invocation, right? Which her highest is only a 4. So I was thinking, hey, maybe we'll respec her to like either drop a passive or something, or I'm not sure, maybe ditch like this damaging one here, ditch the damaging upgrade on that, and pick up like one of these 6 costs ones, like, let's see here, like this thing. This raw and corrode damage. Boil their flesh from skin to bone. Maybe try that on. Or maybe this one, where she summons a whole bunch of shit. Right? That's what I'm thinking. But we'll go around with it for a bit, because we still have opportunity to respec. Like I said, I'm unsure of it. Still. Just some inside baseball stuff I'm thinking of. But we certainly, I do want to use this enchant. So let's actually grab it right now. Let's see, so this gives her the cool-ass AoE. It does use Adrabon, but it's such a good thing. Man, it's worth it. And we already have an odd count. There we go. And yes. They knew that it was a really good ability, which is hence the Adrabon requirement. And then we can also add this on. Refreshing Finale. Good. So now we'll actually have a character that we regularly cast that on. Alright, great. But I think if we did respec her, we probably wouldn't opt for the, what do you call it? We probably would not opt for even, well, we probably would pick it up. We'd pick up the Saber specialization like Adair has, but I don't think I would use it.
Tell me.
Because of the debuff to her reactivity. Alright, let's actually see how far this is. So here's Pallegina.
What's that?
Here's Takehu.
That will
Let's
do,
see.
I say.
How far is 5 meters? Okay, man. Way back here, right? Or 5 units. I don't know if it's meters, per se. Okay, there it is. Yeah, he's within range now. Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty decent. It ain't half bad. I like it.
What say?
Alright, let's do a quick save here.
The pleasure is mine.
Now, let us head on over here to, actually, Queen's Birth. Because I wanted to check the vendor there. However, when I went there in between videos, I actually had a little interruption. So I was like, oh shit, we better get this on video and all that stuff, right? Also, should we buy some more shit here? We do have a fair bit of money, right? Like, maybe we should buy some repair units. Or medical supplies. Let's buy medical supplies. Let's see. Let's get... How many... Can we just max that out and it'll do the math for us? Yeah. Great. Okay. And same shit there. Good. And some more cannon shot. Excellent. Oh, we could have just clicked on that. Gotcha. Okay. And we'll buy that stuff. We could also buy these sails and all that shit. But I'm not sure if I want to. Because we're going to get the upgrade on the other shit, on the hull, by either crafting or whatever. We could buy, like, the helm and rudder. We could buy some of that. Oh, look. This actually makes us go even faster. The palm sails, which is kind of amazing. We lose some sail health, but maybe I don't care. For 5% more speed? I don't know. Let's see, what kind of anchors are there? Just as well. Alright. Arcane Lantern. Now, let's see here. Combat speed. Okay, let's just look at anchors. 5 and 5. 5 and 5. Is that it for anchors? Is there like a search thing where I can just search specifically for only anchors? I don't think so. Okay, so if these are both the same, why would I want a certain one? Crafted from lightweight Emiran alloys, this anchor lowers the weight of the ship, allowing for better speed and maneuverability. Living steel anchor. Though mundane, steel anchors are the maritime standard. Those who can afford anchors of living steel are less burdened for using materials infused with soul essence. Ships incorporating living steel are more maneuverable without sacrificing functionality. And I don't know if we're like fighting shit that like can sap souls and all that. I don't know if we want that. A living steel anchor. Maybe we just want Emiran. So I'm going with that. Yeah, I would just like one rather than 300 of them. Alright. And for the helm and rudder, it seems like they're all samesies, right? Yeah. Yeah, it seems that way. Because we already have this Emiran steel helm. So we may as well match, right? Why the hell not? Okay. Let's do some trading here. Here we are. Good. And then, let us equip that before I forget, onto the ship. Let's see, down here, ship management. Let's see, let's also throw some fruit and stuff up there. And here we go. Can I just click on this now? Flags, hull, sails, miscellaneous upgrades. There we go. Oh, we're decked out, it says. Okay, cool. So we have like a cool new unit in every spot. Alright, good. Good. Okay, permanent upgrades. Have we gotten any permanent upgrades? I don't think so, have we? Yeah, I don't think so. Weird. Okay. Yeah, it just occurred to me. I don't think we've gotten anything like that. Alright, now let's head on down to Queen's Berth. And like I said, I wanted to check the one vendor up there, because I want to say she had some good stuff that we should probably buy up, especially since we have money to spend. But also, I wanted it to be on camera because, like I said, we encountered some kind of missive, some kind of interruption that was like, hey, you got a new item in your inventory. Or whatever. Some bird dropped something off for you. Which I'm guessing is how we begin the DLC. Because if you'll remember, I was pretty sure that was how you began it. I looked it all up, but I've honestly forgot at a point. Such is the way of things, but what can you do? Huh? Alright, and then after all that, we'll go onto our ship and do the check-in, right? Okay, man. Queen's Berth takes a while to load in. We're gonna do a cut. There we go. Skipping ahead. Oh, no, this is not... Oh, this is something else. Okay. I didn't see this up here at the last time I received this. But this is not for Slayer Seeker Survivor, I believe. I think this is for that other quest that we had just had. A while back where we experimented with the teleporting and all that. You receive a letter bearing the seal of the Valiant Trading Company and Flawn Elette's terrible handwriting. Huh. Should I read it or put it in the stash? Let's put it in the stash for now. And let's see what the quest says. Because we can read it next time. Oh no. Okay. We have not... The journal does not say, hey, read this thing. Alright, quest items. Here we go. Oh god. Huh. Let's see, what's it called here? Missive from Flawn Elette. Okay, here we are. Do I need to actually open it? Let's see. Let's search for her. Oh, is this it? No, where is it? Did it go into my person? Yes, it did. Okay. Here we are. Let's also stow that right there. Okay. Oh, we can destroy this letter just as well. Missive from Flawn Elette. Flawn Elette's crabbed handwriting makes much of this missive difficult to read. Watcher, I hope this message finds you in good health. We've made our adjustments to the machines and are ready to make another attempt at your transportation. Please, make your way to the spire as soon as you are able. I believe we have it this time. Your partner in discovery, Flawn Elette. Oh, no way! Could we potentially use this to transport ourselves to Ukaizo? Huh. Rather than even sailing there, we could just teleport. Theoretically, right? Or would we need to know, like, the coordinates of Ukaizo? Huh. I'm not sure. It may be unrelated, but now that I think of it, geez. That totally would make sense. If we could somehow redirect it specifically to a certain location. One that we haven't ever been to. No, because it needed a receiver, right? Yeah, you can't just teleport willy-nilly. You need something on the other end to receive you.
Welcome back.
Okay.
Looking for anything specific?
Let's see what you have. Yeah, here we go. Heaven's Cacophony. 2 int, 1 religion. And let's see here. Shout of Hosts, a cone attack, knockback and stun. And let's see. The druid becomes a conduit for the power of the storm. Any target they strike with a weapon or who strikes them with a weapon is attacked by a bolt of lightning. I mean, it's good enough for the 2 int and 1 religion, though. Right? Gatecrashers, 1 might, 15% chance to perform knockdown attack against target with critical hits in melee. Oh, that'll be good for Constantine when we have him for the DLC. You know what, let's just pick up both of these, I think. There we go. Good. Yoink. And nothing else on you. Okay, now let's leave this place properly. Over here. And where is our ship? Down this way. Good. Oh, I love these. I wish it would show that on the world map, though. Okay, the arcane lanterns instead. Leave by sea. There we go. And then we'll have a check-in with the rest of the crew on board the ship. I think that's a good idea. And we should also get the update for Slayer Seeker Survivor. I think. We won't do any of that just yet. We'll save that for next time, like I said. Ah, here we go. Wait, this might be different. This might be something else. You've received an important missive from Captain Ferrante. Okay, fuck it. Let's read this one. I think this might be similar to the last thing we got. Hastily penned letter with smudged ink. My dearest Watcher, a god with an agenda hang on, how did he sound? He had the Valiant accent, right? My dearest Watcher, a god... That does not sound Valiant. Oh, how does it go? Let me see. Madico Postanagro. Okay, we got it. My dearest Watcher, a god with an agenda tends to put things into perspective. Now more than ever, it is imperative we commandeer the floating hangman, if only so that we may chase Aethys to Ukaizo. I have called a meeting of the Consuelo Me Casitas. Please, sail to Dunwich and join us as swiftly as the winds will bring you. Fortune favor you, Captain Ferrante. We'll keep these letters, right? Oh shit. Who are these people? Oh my gosh! Whoa! Alright, now this is it. This has got to be it. I'm pretty sure it was involving the steward. The steward would like to speak to you. Okay. Now, are these assholes trained on me? We haven't yet gotten anything from the RDC now, mind you. Let's see. Anything? No. Okay. We do also need to remember that Maya wanted to talk somewhere, right? Good lord. Maybe we should do that after we check in on everyone. It was somewhere in the... what do you call it, land? Over by this zone. Over in the Brass Citadel, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to ship deck here, and we'll talk to everyone we have yet to speak to. So that's Seraphim, Aloth right there, Jody. We should check in with our sidekicks just as well, right? Just in case. They may have stuff, right? Especially since we've got the DLC downloaded, they could have also retroactively added more dialogue when you download the DLC and all that. To the relevant companions, or sidekicks, I should say. Who else do we have? Anyone else we need to check in on? Am I forgetting someone? I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Seraphim, Aloth, Jody. Why do I feel like there's someone else I've just completely forgotten? No, I haven't, have I? Okay, let's check in here. Seraphim. Begin with you.
Ahoy, Captain. What can I do you for?
Tell me about yourself.
I've no use for regrets, Cap. Sink in sorrow for every innocent that dies in your stead, and you'll never be sailing forward.
I'd like to ask you about the Principe.
Ain't a subject I much feel like speaking on at the moment.
Okay. So he doesn't have anything new or unique. Let's see, will Maya tell me where she wanted to meet at?
Your orders, Captain?
No, Maya folds her arms and nods. Let's be off. Okay. Vatnir, probably not.
Change these bandages.
Okay. What about this person, this downloadable companion?
Damn me, the cops run dry.
I hate her. Maybe she has some amazing thing that's hidden away deeply, but I don't know. Alright. Let's head on down here. Maybe only companions that we had with us in the moment will have something to say. I don't know. Let's see. I'm curious, though, about going on this thing with Maya, because it may be like flirty fun times. And I'm just not sure if I'm ready to commit on that. I don't know. She's a ruthless killer. Good God. And not just of anyone. It's really politically motivated killings. And in a bad way. Let's... Oh.
Watcher, if you will.
Oh, God. It's lagging me out just as well. The steward of Cadnua's voice... the steward of Cadnua's voice rises soft and evenly from her cracked bust. Not now.
Apologies. I thought you would want to know about the crate that mysteriously appeared in your ship's hold. But if you're otherwise engaged, please do not be distracted by such trivialities.
I do like that. All right. I'll look into it later. Don't worry. I'll look into it later.
The hands left the crate in the hold if you wish to examine it.
The bust falls into silence. Wait, can I actually talk to her again? Oh shit.
No problem.
I should have talked then. Oh God, I thought when I said that it would be like, oh, okay, you can come back to it later. All right, hang on. Let's load a save here and see. There we go. Autosave, so it should be her interrupting. Okay, we'll engage with this. But we're saving the crates for next time. We're saving them for next time. My hand has been forced here. I have no other options. I just came down here to speak to Aloth and well, just Aloth, right? Oh, and Jody. And Jody, of course. All right. Let's see. Wonder if he'll hitch the game just as well. Maybe it was because it was auto-saving at the same time? I don't know. It couldn't be, because quick-saving hardly causes any hitching, right? It's pretty minimal comparatively. We'll see. Good lord. It is taking a bit to load in. I thought this one... Oh.
Time Watcher, if you will.
Okay. Last time it didn't happen. The steward of Cadnua's voice rises soft and evenly from her cracked bust. Yes, steward.
Some of the hands discovered an unusual crate in the ship's hold.
How did a crate get onto my ship unnoticed?
Unfortunately, the ship lacks the defensive fortifications of Cadnua. A crate could have been slipped aboard at any of our ports of call, assuming it wasn't placed among our goods as we took on supplies.
I mean, this is a pretty well-fortified ship. Come on, steward. Cut me some slack. What kind of crate?
It is roughly a yard to a side and labelled beans. The hands who noticed it were tasked by the cook to bring up ingredients for the evening's stew.
Ah, no beans in the crate, then. A wave of affirmation rolls from the steward. The spiritual equivalent of a nod. I like that. They could have just been like, she says, yes, that's right, no beans. Instead, all of this, like, funny exposition. Okay, I'll look into it later.
The hand left the crate in the hold if you wish to examine it.
The bust falls into silence. Okay, good.
Got it.
Now here is Jody. What do you have to say, Jody?
Yeah? Tell me what's on your mind?
Let's see. What are your thoughts on Aethys?
We talking during the Saints' War or after he died?
I'm talking like right now. After, I mean now.
Then you mean gone. Sure, maybe my god still answers to Aethys as well. Why not? But Aethys died, and death requires change. He ain't what he was. Not in exactly the same way. That's why I think his other aspect, his darkness in the light, is what's burning brighter in him now.
Which I don't think is accurate, right? Like, her faith has just read into the situation, right? Because they don't know. They don't know the full situation, right? Where it's really just, well, maybe in a way he has changed, right? You know what? In a way, you could argue that yes, he has, right? You could totally see how, after the Saints' War, things with Aethys weren't quite the same. Like, it's like his opinions on stuff changed. He didn't become like a different being. But I think you could argue that in his like opinions and ideals, and after he went through all that, he did in a way change. right? Okay, yeah. I gotcha. All right, let's speak of something else.
No need to fiddle-foot around. I'm listening.
Recent nightmares.
Not a one. Thanks to you, I'm sleeping like a babe. I never knew nothingness could feel so warm and so nice.
Huh, yeah, she doesn't have anything.
No need to fiddle-foot around. Sure thing, Watch.
Okay, weird. Let's check in with Yedwin then?
Greetings again, Captain. Do you require my expertise?
Oh, hey. Do you want to talk about what happened at the Dead Flow? She raises a thin white eyebrow.
Should I?
Huh. Oh, I didn't even think of doing this. We spoke with Rimmergond to his face. Kind of. You said something about paying your way to the Republics with coin from a dead man. You don't seem to care much for Vatnir. Huh. Let's go with this. I'm most interested in this middle one here. You said something about paying your way to the Republics with coin from a dead man.
I believe I said I did not want to discuss it.
Huh. If you change your mind, you can talk to me.
I appreciate that, but I assure you that I will not.
Ooh. Man, that really makes it sound like that'll come up later. Or something. Huh. We spoke with Rimmergond to his face, kind of. Or maybe it was plans for the third game, right? And she would become a proper companion there. We spoke with Rimmergond.
And yet, we persist. Remarkable, yeah? He was much as I expected. Cold, hard, both honest and misleading. Regardless of where the gods came from, I have no doubt that the land shaped Rimmergond.
Do you still uphold his teachings after seeing the fate of souls bound to him?
I do. His unpleasantness does not change the fundamental truth of his doctrine.
That's fair. I'm glad you maintained your faith. The gods aren't real. Their doctrines aren't real. Well, I mean, that gets back to a lot of the questions that we've asked, right? What is a god? And, like, everyone has their own definition. Like Aethys said, your belief is the foundation on which you form your truths, right? Alright, fair enough. Speaking of unpleasant, when I asked you to come with me, I thought you'd be nicer. I'm tempted to just say that. Let's go with that. Speaking of unpleasant, when I asked you to come with me, I thought you'd be nicer. She blinks, mouth slightly agape.
Whatever for? Due to my gender? My elf ancestry? The spectacles?
She crosses her arms, examining you over the rims of her spectacles. Huh. Man, alright. That's pretty fair, right? Yeah. Huh.
Perhaps you should seek out another to pass time with, Captain.
She bows lightly at the waist and turns from you. Let's see.
Greetings again, Captain. Do you require my expertise?
More about the Dead Flow. She raises a thin white eyebrow.
Should I?
Okay. You don't seem to care much for Vatnir.
Are you surprised? He's a two-faced, manipulative hypocrite. And remarkably unpleasant company. What's surprising is that anyone bears fondness for him.
God. You're not wrong. He's had a rough time. You should take it easy on him. He's one of us now. Treat him like it. And the smell, right? I feel like the most in-character thing here, though, would be for me to say, he's one of us now. Treat him like it. Yeah, let's go with that.
We'll treat him with politesse, provided he does not provoke me.
Okay. Let's go back to this, because I want to hear the other... Well, no, that would just be fair enough, and she'd be like, yeah, it is. Can I demand more information from her on this, though? You said something about paying your way to the Republics with coin from a dead man.
I believe I said I did not want to discuss it.
Ooh, should I really push this? Because she's quite stoic in this. Ooh. I mean, I do trust her beyond this. Like, in character, I trust her, but me, the player, I would like to know. Right? I need to know.
Then you demand that I leave?
If you won't answer the question, you can go. Wow. If it's that important to you, then keep it to yourself, then. She nods sharply. Okay. She raises an icy white eyebrow. Okay, maybe another time. Wow, that was very interesting. Huh. Alright. Constantine, can we talk to him about anything? Because he's coming up next.
What are we standing around for?
Okay. Yeah, now that I think of it, Yidwin is the only real, sort of unfriendly. Well, and not even unfriendly, but she's the only real companion who has any sort of friction with the group, right? Well, that's not entirely true, but she's the most antagonistic toward the Watcher. Everyone else seems to have some degree of respect for the Watcher.
I was chewing through Cadnua's foundation long before Aothas finished the job.
Well, it's Consul Hot's go. Yeah, I don't know. Because certainly Pallegina doesn't get along with, like Seraphin, or, like, between Seraphin, Maya, and Pallegina, they don't always seem to get along at all, right? Do you know what I mean, though? Like, Edwin is the only one who seems more antagonistic toward the Watcher. I'm thinking mostly of Durance here, right? Because Durance was definitely, like, the piece of friction within the group in the first game. Alright, Aloth, what's up? Anything new?
Do you need something?
No, he has nothing either. Huh. I'd like your thoughts on my search for Aethys, maybe?
I'm still trying to make sense of it.
There we go.
To think that Aethys would destroy the wheel.
He shakes his head.
Meanwhile, the gods squabble over what to do next. They're no better than the scheming authorities here.
Pallegina holds up her hand, rubbing the tip of her middle finger against her thumb and nodding. Jody puffs out a heated breath. But yeah, I mean, in a way, they really are no better, right? If given how they got to where they are. Okay, technically they aren't any better. They were just, I'd assume, leaders and such from their time. He frowned, seemingly lost in thought. Huh, okay, that's it. How are you holding up?
Encountering the Wahaki has forced me to face some uncomfortable truths. There was a time when I would have mourned that knowledge, but not now. Thank you.
He nods, a faint smile on his lips. Okay, that's all. Let's see. And Fassina will be for the third DLC, I believe.
Casita,
Oh.
I'm glad we have this chance to talk.
Fassina folds her arms and glowers.
I have not properly thanked you for taking me away from that place.
Oh shit, I just thought to... Okay, sure. The Dark Cupboard. You don't need to thank me. Keep pulling your weight, or you'll find yourself unemployed. Huh. The Dark Cupboard?
That shop and my apprenticeship were like a diving bell, dragging me all the way to the bottom with barely enough air to survive.
She winces.
Arkemir was fond of tormenting me. If he had taught me anything of substance, I might even have endured his wretched company a while longer. In any case, now I am free to study the world, and it is because of you. So, now I will say it. Agrasima.
What did you want to learn that only Arkemir could teach?
Ah, what a question.
Fassina clucks her tongue on the roof of her mouth and nods.
Arkemir is... elusive. That flamboyant house of his? It is all a performance, a mask that people will not think to peer beneath. I had a sneaking suspicion that he knows more about magic than the rest of the circle combined.
Really?
Or maybe he is just an accomplished liar. I may never know the truth.
Are you interested in any particular areas of study?
It is a funny thing. I was so quick to chase my ambitions, as if an apprenticeship would outline the course of my life. In the end, I was building a castle in the sand. The taller it rose, the harder the waves swept in to batter it down. Now I have no plan, and the uncertainty is a refreshing change.
Okay, before we head out, any thoughts on our travels so far?
Right now, I desire nothing more than to enjoy my liberation. I will worry about the problems of the world as they come.
Fassina smiles a little. I'm curious about you.
I came to the archipelago as a groveling apprentice. One day, I hope I will leave it with a speck more dignity than that.
Fair
What
enough.
more could you desire to know, Casita?
Oh my god, you can ask her a lot. Okay, ever aspire to be an archmage yourself?
Not if it means I must submit to a bickering council of madmen plotting against each other. If I ever scribed a spell, it would be the best kept secret in Eora. Only I would enjoy the satisfaction of knowing it.
Fassina thumbs her chin and considers.
Fassina's mirthless laugh. Fassina's prickling pox. No, I have it. Fassina's withering glare. I like the sound of that.
How did you get into Archimir's employ?
Being a part of the circle has its little perks, but also some headache-inducing responsibilities. At least one member must always watch over the Deadfire and see that matters do not fall into total disarray.
Really? Why the Deadfire? Or is there one member assigned to every region?
Archimir wanted the job about as much as he wanted to lance a boil on his deflated scrotum.
Wow!
But the alternative was giving stewardship to Maura.
How do you know about the state of his scrote?
No one in the circle trusted her with the archipelago.
Oh wait, who? Maura. Go on. What did they have against Maura?
With trading companies dividing up the islands, they didn't think a Huana could stay detached. They also hate tentacle magic.
Huh. I bet that person shows up in the DLC based on that weird shit that we saw for a split second of.
During the changing of the guard, while a handful of imps loaded Archimir's ship for the journey south, I stowed away in a dresser. Once we were at sea, I made my presence known. A dozen imps tore at my hair and pushed me towards the railing. When Archimir saw me struggle, he didn't step in to help. He just gave me work. I did what I could to make myself useful. Stitched the sails, disciplined the imps. That one impressed him most of all. By the end of the voyage, I had the little stinkers saluting me as I passed. When we made port in Neketaka, he introduced me as his apprentice and installed me at the cupboard for a life of clerical drudgery. You know the rest.
Fassina cracks her knuckles and grins at the memory. You and Berteno didn't seem especially well paired. Was that the imp or the... what do you call it? The puppet? Ooh. Constantine edges a bit closer. When he catches you looking his way, he frantically motions for you not to say anything.
I was searching for a life beyond the cupboard, and that handsome oaf was blessed with a silver tongue. Came in handy when he was licking the boots of his creditors.
She sighs. I like that Constantine butted in there and tried to, watch out for me.
I don't regret our time together. That was just a different Fassina.
Constantine, you could have butted in when I was, talking to Yidwin over there. I hope I didn't get in, that's not going to have lasting repercussions, because some of those choices I picked were just for my benefit rather than my character's. Pressing her lips into a tight line, she turns to Constantine.
What are you looking at? Go back to rearranging your massage oils or whatever it is you do here.
Aye, Casita.
Constantine salutes her sarcastically and turns away, a sly grin spreading on his face. What do you want to do with your education?
I have always dreamed of opening a magic shop in Neketaka.
Fassina sighs wistfully and looks off to the distance, pushing a lock of hair past her ear.
That was a joke.
She grins back at you. Okay, fair enough.
When I set out on this path, I discovered quickly that magic is all tied up in grammar, precision, and insufferable rules. Take a grimoire, for example. Misplace an accent mark over a rune, all the logic of a spell collapses around it.
And you'd prefer something more ill-defined why, exactly?
Oh. Huh. Go on. Wizard check / Arcana 18 check. Chanter check. Oh. So are chanters more ill-defined, according to Aloth? Huh. Alright, go on.
I don't want to break the rules of magic, but I want to rewrite some of them. Loosen them up so that any sharp mind can take up the study.
Yeah, I like that.
The Circle would hate that, wouldn't they? If they could not reinforce their superiority over the rest of us, they might even disband.
Right. Fassina chews her thumbnail and smiles. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Okay. You must have some thoughts about Aethys and the other gods.
You assume a great deal, Casita. When they are not striding across an island, the gods concern me about as much as Eora's moons.
Fassina shrugs.
Religion was never very important to me. I do not expect that to change now that the gods have revealed their petty, narrow-minded ways.
You know the gods are artificial, right? The gods are rather influential on my travels. Back to my questions about you. Let's be off. Let's see if we can't clue her in on this. You know the gods are artificial, right?
I heard a member of your crew whispering of this, but I am pleased to have it confirmed.
Fassina narrows her eyes and looks off to the distance.
Knowing this forbidden truth, does it change anything for you?
It changes everything. People have killed over that knowledge. I no longer have to take the gods at their word. I'm not sure. Not really. Huh. Part of me wants to say I no longer have to take them at their word. Right? But then also I want to say not really. Because, like, it doesn't matter whether or not I know this truth about them. Like, it goes back to the main theme. Not really.
Perfetto.
Huh. A Valiant expression meaning well done. Fassina gives a slow, mirthless applause.
If the gods are not as legitimate as we once assumed, does this make them any less our gods? Does it make your Ardra Colossus retrace his steps back to Cadnua?
Yeah. Man, I like Fassina. Holy shit.
As far as revelations go, this one is not very poignant for me. Maybe I'm just the wrong audience. Nothing takes me by surprise.
Fassina shrugs. Yeah, that's one of the coolest and most interesting things about Pillars 1, right? About the big twist at the end. Right? Is how they wrote it to where it should be this massive reveal, but ultimately it doesn't fucking matter, does it? Because you can't just... Yeah. Obviously we've come to these conclusions before, but just, like, examining it from, like, I don't know, their use of literary devices or whatever, and how they managed to conjure up the story and all of that, and how they made it to where, like, oh shit, the gods aren't fucking gods in the traditional sense. They manufactured themselves. They're artificial. But ultimately, it doesn't fucking matter at all. Right? It's such a huge bit of information that's kind of fucking irrelevant. Right? Unless it only becomes irrelevant when it does become relevant, when someone tries to, like, do it again, or whatever, right? Okay, back to my other questions.
Ask away, Casita.
Any thoughts about our other companions?
In Pallegina, I see a little something of myself, but she takes it to an unhealthy place. Without leadership and a mission, I think she would cease to exist.
Wow. Huh. Ooh, man. Honestly, I would love to see Pallegina put in that position, though. It's really fucked up. And, like, not great for her. It's kind of fucked up and dark. But, man, if there were a Pillars 3, I would like to see that. For Pallegina to be forced into, like, being rogue, like a rogue element. Because even here, like, she almost did, but she got afraid and scrambled back for more structure and order in her life, right? She wants that. I'd kind of like to see what happens if she's taken out of that sort of safety. Okay. Man, Fassina's very insightful. I really enjoy talking to her. All right, any thoughts about our companions?
Your friend Aloth carries himself with confidence, but to me he seems like a small animal in search of shelter.
Ah. I like that because that's, of course, Aloth changing, right? After the events of Pillars 1, because he was certainly like a small animal in search of shelter, but he's trying to become better about it. But you can still see old Aloth through the cracks. This person has no head, do they? This person is like some kind of faceless ghost. Yeah, look at that. All right.
Always constant and hovers over me, asking to recommend him exciting books, as if I would ever touch fiction.
She spits. Does he like her or something? Any thoughts?
Keep an eye on Maya. I'll say no more than that.
I know. I shouldn't be saddling up to Maya. I really should not. All right, any thoughts about our companions?
Seraphin has a large heart, but he hides it under foul language. This is something I can understand.
Right.
I do not hate Tekehu for his arrogance. I only hate that he deserves it. Shoti is like a beautiful tree with poisoned roots. Her smile is the bark which hides the rot.
Oh my god! Huh! What a fascinating examination of Jodi. Wow! Okay, any thoughts? Yeah,
Keep
more.
an eye on Maya, always constant, and I do not hate your friend. Shoti is like a beauty. In Pallegina, I see
Can
a
we get
little
more
something
on
of myself.
Adair?
Seraphin has a... In Pallegina, Shoti, your friend Aloth. Seraphin has always... I do not keep an eye on... In Pallegina, keep an eye, always... I do not... Seraphin has a... Your friend Shoti. Seraphin always... In Pallegina, I do not hate Teke...
No opinion on Adair. Okay, fair enough. Or Edwin, mind you. Interesting that they have this relationship, though, between Constantine and Fassina, right? Why nothing on Adair, though? Huh. Maybe when you get along with someone and you find them kind of amicable, right, you don't really have anything to say. You know, the negativity is more ready to come out than being like, yeah, they're fine. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. All right. I suppose, then, that leaves only the one thing to come back to next time, which is Slayer, Seeker, Survivor. We have these crates to check out, which, when next we come back, we will do exactly that. I'm thinking maybe we hold off on the Maya stuff until we get back to the main quest, right? So we'll check in on wherever she wanted us to go to in the Brass Citadel after we do both of these two DLCs. That way it kind of loops back into the main storyline, because I feel like that's the intent. It feels almost like a Mass Effect, oh shit, we're going on the suicide mission or whatever thing, let's have our weird moment or whatever together. I'm curious how it'll play out. Part of me kind of wants to stick it to her in her, like, fucked up devotion to the RDC, to where she's just willing to, like, gun people down and shit. Because she seems to have reservations about it herself, but she's not ready to, like, she's not ready to pull the trigger. Instead, she's ready to pull the trigger. Okay. Like I said, when next we come back, Slayer, Seeker, Survivor. Until next time, please take care of each other.